Hello, it's Phillip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and this morning I'm looking at a book from Jordan's in their series of practice books, and this is covering the Magistrates Courts Criminal Practice for 2012. It's this heavy book here, written by Alessandro Roveri. You can see a very large number of people also involved in it. You've got some nice little dividers at the sides there which show you where to find particular things. The pages are very thin, so do take a bit of care with them. You can see the structure of the book quite nicely just by looking at the internal bits. There's a bit of useful paragraphing at the sides. So, for instance, what you've got is the paragraph numbering at the sides there to actually link in with the chapter itself. At the back you've got, again, some very useful, very detailed index on this occasion, which I've found helpful. It's better than the 3-volume Stones in terms of weight, although it's a heavy book itself. There is, of course, a nice CD-ROM at the back, and at the front you've got a calendar, which is helpful, with various other bits and pieces, a huge amount of statute law, case law and everything else. Everything you've got there, in fact, in a medium-sized handy volume. We've given it a title, and the title is Essential for Criminal Practitioners, a concise and reliable guide to the challenges of the Magistrates Courts. And really my feeling on this is that with the challenges we're facing in those courts in the 21st century, this sort of book is quite helpful. You've got the pocket books, then you've got Stones, which is obviously the main thing which you have in court, but this one is a great help because in my view it bridges the gap very nicely. And as Lord Justice Thomas has remarked, the Magistrates Courts are at the very heart of the changes in our substantive law, which together with changes in our procedure have emerged as the hallmark of the first decade of the 21st century. And that's certainly the case with, obviously, in the riots last year, and I'm recording this in the middle of 2012, but during the riots of last year many people began to see the Magistrates Courts perhaps in a slightly different way. And this book itself is the practice book, which you as a criminal practitioner will obviously know about, and I think will find very helpful in your library. It's a completely updated guide from the previous edition and covers the full spectrum of situations, challenges and problems which you're likely to encounter on a day-to-day basis. But you've got sufficient detail, I think, here which will help. It was first published in the year 2000, so it's in its sort of 12th edition and has of course been regularly updated throughout. In the words of the author, Alessandro Roveri, this latest edition, quote, carries the most recent available version of the guidelines applicable to the Magistrates Courts, so as to include sentencing offences of assault, burglary and drugs. And therefore all these significant legislative and case law developments have of course been included. I think the important thing to conclude is by saying this is a useful, thorough and eminently readable work of reference, which offers within almost 3,000 pages a range of extensive research resources, including tables of statutes, cases and statutory instruments. Obviously it includes a whole range of things that we would be expecting. The CD-ROM itself, I think, is very helpful. So I'm suggesting, and I certainly feel, it remains one of the essential works for us in the challenging environment for the criminal practitioner. So can I thank you to Mr. Roveri and to all the people concerned on the side mentioned there for all the work, and of course to Jordan's for publishing it. Thank you, bye bye.